welcome. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We are the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show. We are a dynamic mother-daughter duo here on YouTube. And on our channel, we love discussing all things love, life, relationships, and pop culture as well from both the millennial perspective and the Gen X perspective. Myself, Sammie Nicole, and my mother, FeeFee. We hope you
Turn
guys are
around. They
doing
can't see.
well.
They can't see me.
They can see you. Hey, Cheyenne G, can you hear us? Let me know if you can hear us. Hey, yeah, they can see us. Hello. Please hit the like button as you come in. Happy Mother's Day. We hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, we're a dynamic mother-daughter duo here on YouTube. So if you like our channel, you like what we stand for, please go ahead and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, we're doing the meetup at the end of June. So if you're interested in joining our meetup, it's basically we're going to be taking a candle making class. So it's like you're going out with your homegirls and, taking a candle making class together. So if that's something that you might be interested in, let us know. We'll send you the information. Yeah, y'all. So we took a break. We celebrated FeeFee's birthday and a lot of other stuff. We missed y'all. We hope you guys missed us. And yeah, y'all, we're happy to be back. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to all the women out there who have nurtured, supported people, and provided safe spaces for people, whether you're a biological mother or not. Happy Mother's Day to you. And yeah, y'all. So we're just happy to be back. Happy to see you guys. And get this thing started, y'all. I guess I'll do our little disclaimers. We're gonna try to be on our good behavior though for this Mother's Day. But first things first, everything we're gonna be saying is allegedly. Everything we're gonna say is allegedly. Even our names are allegedly, because why? We don't know these people. Secondly, all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. All individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay. Hey, call me darling. She said, "Hey, happy Mother's Day. I was just about to call the police. If y'all didn't show up today, it's time to get back to work." Okay. All right. We are clocked back in. Okay. We put in our number and we press the clock in button. We are clocked in, honey. Y'all know how we do when we get off from vacation. Okay. Don't want to be coming back, honey. We are back. We are clocked in. Okay. So it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day, FeeFee. Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful mommy. So I'm gonna let her, she got some things she wanna do for the show today. So I'm gonna let her take the lead. Let her be the pilot today.
PTO time, y'all.
Girl, we had a lot. We had a lot, girl. A lot. Girl, we had about 120 hours of
And then
PTO,
we bought some PTO from somebody else.
Yeah, we borrowed. So God has been good. God has been good with the PTO time. But
Happy
yeah.
Mother's Day to all the mothers. This is our annual Mother's Day show. If you go back and look at our videos, you'll see that every year we do a Mother's Day show on Sunday. So go back and watch some of the other Mother Day shows that we have done in previous years. And on the Mother Day show, I always like to share a story. First of all, I always like to say that I am a mother before anything. This is my greatest asset. I will raise Samantha all over again. There has, not been a time where I would say, I wouldn't do it again. If I had to, I would raise her all over again. When you see me, I am a mother first. Out of all my accolades, out of all the ABCs I have behind my name, it means nothing before being a mother. I am a mother. So I always like to come on Mother's Day on our annual Mother's Day show and just share a little story time. Share a little story about some of the things that we went through with Samantha growing up. And if you go back and look at some of the other Mother Day videos, you'll hear some of the stories. But I don't think I've told this story about Samantha. And I always like to share a story about Samantha. And then I also like to share some things about my mother. So the story that I'm going to share about Samantha was when Samantha was in the 8th grade. Now, I know it don't look like, but Samantha came with a little bit of drama. It was it was it was a little bit of drama.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, drama that was bad, but it was a little drama. So around when Samantha was in the 8th grade, Samantha wasn't really a socialite. She had a few little friends, that she talked to and kicked it with, but she wasn't in the little clique or anything like that. So she came to me and she said, "Mom, I want to go to the 8th grade trip." Me being the mother that I am, I'm thinking to myself, "You gonna be away from me in Savannah, Georgia for 2 days, 3 days over the weekend, and I'm not gonna have access to you? What if something happened? I'm not gonna be able to get to you quick." I don't know. She said, "Mom, I really want to go. Such and such going, such and such going, and such and such going." I said, "All right, Samantha. You can go, but I need for you to do A, B, and C." We had our little talk. You're a leader, not a follower. Don't stay with the group. Don't do this. Don't do that. On the bus, sit in the front. Stay with the teachers. I gave her the whole rundown. So the time came. That Friday, we got up that morning. She had a little bag packed. We went up to the school. The bus was there. All the little the 8th graders was getting on the bus. I'm in tears because my child getting ready to leave me and go to Savannah, Georgia, which is about 4 hours away, right? So I'm in tears. I'm about to have a mental breakdown. I'm standing up there. The teacher's telling me, "It's gonna be all right. She ain't good here. She gonna be all right." I'm like, "Oh, Samantha all happy and all giddy." So I stand there late for work because I'm gonna stay there until the bus ride off, right? See, make sure my child all right. So Samantha get on the bus. I see her in the back of the bus. I told her to sit in the front. She goes straight to the back. She just waving, "Bye, Mom, bye, bye, bye." And I'm like, "Okay, call me." And you, "Okay." All right. So the day go on. I go to work. I'm sitting at work and I get a text. Or was it a phone call? Did you call? I think you may have called me.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a call. And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's my baby." And I'm instantly going to mother mode. "What's wrong? What happened? You okay?" She said, "Mommy, so and so sitting on the bus with so and so and so and so."
Faith and Julia.
We saying their names?
Uh-huh.
They sitting on the bus with Julian, and 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 Julian not talking to me, and Faith know that Julian was my boyfriend, and she and took my boyfriend. She sitting next to my boyfriend, and she break out crying.
I don't know if I call him my boyfriend. I don't know about that.
You said y'all were talking.
Yeah, we was talking.
Y'all had went to the 8th grade dance prior to the trip.
We did.
The mama came over to the house and the daddy came over to the house like y'all was going out to the prom.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all went down there to what was the name? Old Charlie's after the 8th grade dance.
Right.
All of y'all, Faith, him, and Faith was dating another little boy.
Yeah.
Prior to y'all going on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all get on the bus to go to Savannah. Julian don't sit with you. He go sit with Faith.
Yeah, and he liked me and Faith, but he liked Faith more. Faith didn't want to give him no attention, so he was gonna settle for me. I was second best.
So I'm at work, y'all, working. My baby called me and I'm like, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" I said, "Samantha, you calling crying because some little girl sitting next to Julian? You ain't scared me half to death. I'm getting ready to leave work thinking something is wrong with you. And you calling me about somebody and took your man?"
And me and Faith were friends.
I'm like, "Samantha, mommy, mommy. I say, "Samantha Nicole." And she know, and I put that Nicole on it.
Not the Nicole.
It's serious. When I say Samantha Nicole, I'm like, "Samantha, it is not that serious." "Yes, it is, Mugga. He's not talking to me. And they sitting together and they. I said, Samantha, do you need to come home? Do your daddy need to come get you? We need to come get you because come on now. Just go ahead and be with the other kids and enjoy your trip. So we got drama. We got drama in the 8th grade. So I'm so many miles away from my child. So my whole weekend just fucked up. She down in Savannah. I'm here in Atlanta. She upset. She can't enjoy her 8th grade trip. I'm upset because she upset. I'm like, Samantha, really? This what we doing? I told you that's why they want you to go. So she eventually come on home. And I think you and Faith still was beefing after that, wasn't you?
We fell out.
Y'all fell out.
We fell out, yeah.
Her and Faith didn't talk.
It's sad, but we always let a man get in between the relationship as women. It's sad. We definitely fell out.
Y'all fell out.
Me and her was cool. And then we both was cool with Julian. We were all friends, right? And I liked Julian. Julian liked me, but he ain't like me like he liked Faith. And Faith wouldn't give him. Faith was kind of like playing with him. You know, she ain't really like him, but she liked the attention he gave her. And I liked
Faith was a cute young lady.
Very.
What happened to Faith?
Oh, I don't know. I think she moved back to New Orleans. She was from New Orleans. Had a strong accent.
So time go on. And they go off to high school, right? Julian didn't go to your high school, or did he?
No.
Time go on. So we didn't see Julian for a long time. After the 8th grade, everybody went on about their business. They went on to high school after the 8th grade. Julian and her didn't go to the same high school. Faith didn't go to the same high school. So Julian and Faith went on. So after a while, Samantha went on. They went to high school. Samantha went on, went to Georgia State, whatever. So one day, me and my ex was out. And we was at Sam's. And we get in the line. And who did we see? A young man with a booty bigger than mine. And with his eyebrows arched. I say, Julian? He said, hey, how you doing? Yes, ma'am. How you doing? Yes, ma'am. I said, Julian, how you doing?
Yes, honey. Yes.
I said, Julian, what you doing? He said, well, I'm dancing now. I go to the School of the Arts. I said, really? And he had a wedding band on.
He got married.
I said, did you get married? Who did you marry? Did you marry Faith? He chuckled. He said, no. After all that crying over Julian, all that chaos Julian caused, and that. See, that's why
Julian was my good sis. That's why we wouldn't have never worked out. That was my sister. That was my sister girl. And he married a nice looking man. And I came across his Instagram a few years back. And him and his husband got a nice looking husband. He looked like he don't play about him. And I'm going to leave it at that.
And that's why we don't need to get caught up in all that crying and falling out and slinging snot over Julian in the 8th grade. Mm-hmm. And he really didn't know what he wanted. Two young ladies. He was trying to figure himself out.
His dad was real like macho, Caribbean, not really super.
She called me on my job crying over Julian. Got me all upset at work because my child away from me, and she crying, and then the boy ended up not being on the other team.
Well, to my defense, we didn't know at the time. He hadn't came out yet. I mean, there were rumors about it, but he hadn't came out yet. And, my feelings were still hurt. I didn't know he was going to end up marrying a man years later. How would I have known that in 8th grade? My feelings were still hurt because I feel like as soon as, Faith came around and was showing him some attention, he just put me down and dissed me and ran to her when she wasn't paying him no attention. He was getting his energy from me. I was giving him attention and being his friend. And then the minute she gave him attention, he dissed me for her. So that was a good lesson that I learned in 8th grade about, you don't want to be anybody's option, and how sometimes people can, use you, and then when they find something better, they can put you down or put you back on the shelf and go play with a new toy. So that was a lesson
And
learned for me.
then something that you think that you want is really something that you not.
Yeah, rejection is a blessing. It's redirection and it's a blessing. That's another lesson I learned.
I couldn't wait to call Samantha when we saw Julian and Sam. I said, Samantha,
Messy.
you crying over Julian. Julian didn't even like girls the whole time. Julian down there at the Sam's looking like Jewel. And his mom and dad were so like, oh, when they came to the house, when they went to the 8th grade dance, they came and picked Samantha up, bought her a pretty corsage to put on her dress. Oh, they was just Julian this, Julian that, Julian. Oh, his mom and dad, wasn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They was just the prim and proper family. So I wonder how did they feel about Julian going that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the stories I like to tell. That was some drama. How Samantha got me all upset. Can you imagine your child being 4 hours away from you? The first I say hello, I'm like, "What's wrong?" But mommy.
And now that I think about it, I think she and I got into it.
On the bus,
Yeah.
we talking 8th grade, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We talking 8th grade. So as a mother, we have to navigate through all different things with our children, right? We have to navigate. I just never knew. Samantha wasn't a problem child, but every now and then she would throw me a little bit of drama in there.
Just a sprinkle.
Just a sprinkle. Just a sprinkle. And with me being divorced and it was just me and her, it was, I was always had this thing about us when we were apart, making sure we always came together. Whether she was at school, I was at work. At the end of the day, that was my great Lord. Let me make it back to my child. Let my child make it back to me. That was my always my biggest prayer, because Lord, and we had this. We had like a code, and we still do. Like if somebody got to come get you, this is the code that they're gonna say to let you know that everything is okay and that your mama sent you. So we would have like code words and codes, and we right today we still have code words and codes in case of an emergency. If we get separated, if there's an emergency, if one of us have to send help, that we know that we sent the help. It's just little things that over the years that we did, to bond. Now that she's 32, we're still, nothing has really changed as far as our bonding and our connecting, and it's just, over the years being a mother, it's just so many things that I've learned, raising her, being a mother, so many things that she's taught me being a mother. We can learn from our children, right? And I talk about this all the time about how I didn't know boundaries, right? I come from a generation where there was no such thing as boundaries. Gen X, I didn't learn about boundaries. There was no boundaries. What is that? And so there was a point in time in Samantha and I's relationship where that became an issue, and it became like a tug of war between us. We were going back and forth. When she got to be a certain age, she was like, "Mom, I'm grown now. You need to respect my boundaries." And I was like, "Girl, boundaries? You do what I say. I'm your mother." Because that's what my mother said to me. And so Samantha was like, "No, Mom, you need to respect my boundaries." And I was like, okay, so I don't understand. I really didn't understand what she was saying to me until she sat me down and said, "Ma, when you do this, I don't like this. I need for you to do this to respect my boundaries." And I was like, okay. And I was willing to listen to her and be open to her, because I didn't want our relationship to 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 go in a different direction, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I really had to respect her boundaries. So I learned that. She taught me about boundaries at a certain age in life. So, I had to really listen to her as a mother. And I think that's important too. I would say that, if you ask me what I have learned through motherhood, and that is to listen to your children and that their feelings are valid. Their feelings, what they feel is valid. Now, it may not be right, but what they feel is valid, right? Now, if you need to navigate and process through what they're feeling to get a positive outcome out of it, then that's different. But as a mother, I think that what has really helped cultivate Samantha and I's relationship is when I start to listen to her and what she was saying to me, and not trying to parent her the way I was parent, the way my mother parented me. I realized that I could not parent her the way I was parent, right? I realized that if I were to parent her the way my mother parented me, then we probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
We probably wouldn't be sitting here together. The way my mother talked to me and the way she parented me, and she didn't, not because it was done out of malice, but she just didn't know any better, right? She just didn't know. She loved me, and she loved me dearly and would do anything for me and gave me the world. But her parenting skills was what she got from her mother. So as a Gen X, I broke it. I broke that. And that's why you see Samantha and I sitting here together, because I realized that the old parenting that I learned from my mother was not going to work for my child.
Mm-hmm.
It was not going to work for Samantha. So what do you think about that?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to change my whole thought process of, the way I interact with my child. Now, some people would say, when Samantha was younger, Samantha was very vocal. She always had something to say. She had a lot to say. But it wasn't in a disrespectful way. It was more so about things that she's a reader. So it was more so about things that she read or things that she had heard about, books that she had read. And I remember one time we were in the hair salon, and I kid you not, and we were waiting to get our hair done, and it was some ladies in the hair salon, and we were talking, and Samantha said something, and the lady looked at her like, she's a child. Why, she need to be quiet. But I didn't hush Samantha, because Samantha knew more about the topic than the woman. And I think the woman kind of got offended by Samantha talking, but I never hushed my child, because I knew that I let her be in a safe place where she could express herself. Not where she was rude or disrespectful to adults, but I let her be able to express herself, to have her input on her thoughts and what she thought, and to speak. And so that's and really now it has paid off, because she talks to people all around, literally all around the world, all around the world. So I let her be who she was gonna be, but I molded it, right? I molded her into being who she was gonna be. So I say to parents, let your children be who they're going to be, but shape them where it's not hurting them. They're not being disrespectful, and that they can be thriving in society. But don't damper your children. Shut up. You talk too much. When I was growing up, you talk too much. Stay out of grown folks conversation. Go somewhere and sit down. We were always silent. We could never express who we were and how we felt. And I said I would not do that to my child. I would let her express. And that's why you all get so much from her, because that's who I allowed her to be as a child. That's who I never said, Samantha, be quiet. You talking too much. Go sit down. I want to. And when you went kindergarten and them teachers told me you was coming home, being chatty catty, I told you. I said, Samantha, there's nothing you have to talk about when the teacher is talking.
All right.
I told you that.
No, this for me.
I told you that.
Okay.
I said, there's a time and place to talk. And so she got the understanding when it was time to talk and when it was time to be quiet. Right? She understood that. And it didn't take her long to catch on to that. So by the time she got in middle school, or maybe fourth or fifth grade, you knew when to talk and when not to talk.
Mhm.
But she has always been the type of child where she expresses how she feels. She has just been that type of child where, full of wisdom. My mom would always say she's an old soul. She has an old soul. And I think it has really shaped and formed her into the person that she is now. But I did not want to, the way I was brought up, I said that I wasn't gonna do that to my child. I wasn't gonna make her feel bad about expressing who she was, right? Because sometimes that made me feel like that what I felt was invalid or I was doing something wrong. So when I got out in society, I felt like that I couldn't express myself. I felt that I couldn't express myself, right? I felt like if I expressed myself, there would be some repercussions because I always got that from growing up, around my aunties and around my be quiet. Growing up, kids were to be seen and not heard. You couldn't sit down and the way Samantha and I talk, I couldn't sit down and talk to my mom like that. Samantha would come home from college and we would talk. Mom, what you think about this? Mom, what they say about that? Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, KX. Happy Mother's Day from someone who would have loved moms like y'all.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I
Let me
couldn't.
see. Call Me Darling said things clicked for me when my son turned 18. I had to move away from parenting him as a child versus a young adult. It's all about being open to listening. Yes.
Yeah, you gotta listen. And as Samantha got older, I realized that I need to listen to her, and it was over the simplest things. I would go into her space and use maybe, some of her makeup and wouldn't put it back. And she was like, Mom, you going into my space, please put my things back. And I'm like, oh girl, you'll be all right. She said, no, Mom. Those are my things. Please respect my space and my things. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? She's right. She's an adult now, and I need to respect her. Right? Now, just because my mom didn't have any respect, even into my older years, y'all, in my 50s, my mom would say, oh, girl, be quiet. I'm your mother. She would tell me, I'm your mother. She would silence me even in my 50s. I would be trying, Mama, that's not right. Mama, such a girl, hush your mouth. I was in my 50s, and my mom would tell me to hush my mouth and don't say another word. I was not allowed to express myself. And I said to myself, I would never do that. Never do that to my child. I would allow her to express herself and hear her out, and then direct it if it needed to be directed in the right way. But to silence your child, hear him out. And people say, well, they don't, I take care of him and they do what I say. No, no. Because how you raise your child within the home, it reflects them and affects them when they go outside the home.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Impacts how they communicate, how they present themselves, like you said.
Yes. 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 So that's one thing as a parent that, I learned. And people say, oh, I love y'all relationship, I love the way you all get along. It's because I had to change my whole thought process of parenting an adult child, because I thought I could use the same method that my mother used with me, because I didn't know any better. Because I didn't know any better, y'all. But as time went on, I learned that, okay, I need to listen to Samantha. I really need to hear her out and listen to her. And we have hadn't had any issues, with, as far as communicating and listening, with one another. You know, um, with my mom, I wish that we could have gotten to the place where she would listen to me. But as she got older, she just believed what she believed, and that's just how she was raised. And it
That's
wasn't.
how they didn't give her the chance to speak up.
They didn't give her the chance to speak up, so she thought that was the right way. So y'all, as we raise our children, we have to think back to the way we were raised. How did I feel when my mama did that to me? And that was my thing. When I was silenced, when I was shunned for speaking up, for being who I was, how did that make me feel? I don't want to do that to my child. I don't want to do that to her. So I had to change my whole process of parenting and being a mother, and listening, and just listening to her. I learned to listen to her and just be there for her. Even as an adult, I listen to her and just be there in the moment for her, you know, and, and not and validate the way she feels, and not tell her, oh, girl, get over it, Like my mom would say, you'll be all right. It'll be okay. Just get over it. Just go somewhere and sit down. Listen to your children.
Because they didn't know how to process their emotions. So they couldn't handle processing yours. Because they couldn't even process their own. So they just tell you to go sit down.
And I'm glad you brought that up, emotions. She taught me how to be emotionally intelligent. I didn't know about being emotionally intelligent. My child taught me that, how to be emotionally intelligent. Because my parents didn't know about being emotionally intelligent. What the hell was that? How to process your feelings, how to navigate through them. These are all skills that you need when you become a parent. It's more to just giving. Bringing life is the most wonderful, precious thing you could ever do. But it comes with a price and things that you need to help raise and cultivate that person into somebody that can thrive in society and that can make it when they leave you. So parenting comes with a lot of things, y'all. It does. It comes with a lot of things. And over the years, I've learned that there is no one rule to thumb to parenting. Each child is different. My child is different. Somebody asked me, well, how did you know that Samantha was college material? Well, it was just seen, how did you know that she was going to go on to be an epidemiologist? What did you see in her? What did you do? Each child is different. With me, when I was young, Samantha's age, my parents didn't go to college. I think my dad may have had 2 years of college. So my parents didn't encourage me to go to school. Back then, you got a trade. You went to technical school, right? So, it wasn't a thing of education wasn't really forced or wasn't really, put on me when I was growing up. It was, if you got a trade, you was able to take care of yourself, then cool. I went to technical school, but I knew that after going to technical school, I knew that I wanted more. So I went on to pursue and do more. So when I had Samantha, I was like, oh, this little girl, she kind of smart.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to read. She like math. She likes science. You know, she kind of got, a little bit more smart than what I had, And her daddy is on the intelligent side. So she has a lot of his traits too, but I'm smart too. Don't get it twisted. So I said, well, I saw things in her. I was like, okay, so let me start prepping her. I want her to do better than what I did. I want her to go to school. I want her to be educated. So I started to prep her. I started prepping Samantha for school, for higher education when she was like in the fifth grade. I started prepping her, introducing her to math and science and reading. When I introduced Samantha to reading, y'all, it was like a light bulb went off with her. It exposed another world for her. Expose your children to reading. Samantha has had a library card literally since she was 2 years old in her name. We would literally go to the library on Saturdays, and I would go to the children's section and I would just let her go and pull books out. She would just go and pull them out and bring them back to me and put them down on the table. And we would go through them. She couldn't read, but I would explain to her what the pictures was, what was going on. And from that point on, she just loved books. She's always had books all around her. When she was in elementary school, what was the book thing, the list she used to bring home?
Book fair, Scholastic book fair.
Yeah, she would bring home the form and she would have checked off $100 worth of books that she wanted to buy. So when she was exposed to reading, I was like, oh, we would literally be in the grocery store and I would be pushing the buggy and she would be in front of me and she would have a book in front of her reading and I would have to guide her through the store because her head was down in her book and she was reading. So at that point I was like, okay, so I might have a little scholar here. I might need to
a scholar girl.
I might have some here. So I started to invest and more. And then, she went to what I call a free private school. She started to go to charter schools and she started to get exposed into little learning groups where she got more attention in her reading, her math. And so she just blew up and her test scores just blew up. So I was like, oh, okay. So my baby going to college. So we started to prep her to go to college and so that's how she ended up, going to college. And once I saw what, she had the capability. Now don't every child is not college material, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Know your children. Every child, and that's okay. It's okay. Every child is not college material. So I saw something in Samantha, and we all know our children. I saw something in her and I was like, okay, so she can go off to higher learning because she got what it takes, right? And so she went to school and she tried it, y'all. She tried it in college. She tried us a couple of times in college. First, she was going to go live abroad. No, you're not. She said, Mom, well, I'm going to go ahead and drop on. I'm going to go. Where was you going, to Paris, Europe?
I don't know, child.
You were going somewhere.
Somewhere.
She was going to Paris.
Want to take a gap year. That's what they call a gap year.
Yeah, she was going to take a gap year. I said, no, the hell you not.
Now, what happened to listening to your child?
No, not when it came to that. I said, no.
Now, you just gave this beautiful speech about listening to your child.
Not when it came to your education. When it came to education, I didn't play about that with her.
Hit the like button, y'all. Double tap.
When it came to education, she said, Mom, she came home from Georgia State. She said, I think I'm going to go study abroad. I said, oh, you are? I said, where you going, Samantha? I said, you're the only child. They don't let only children go abroad.
That was more your fear and attachment speaking.
That was my fear and my attachment speaking. My child said she was going to Europe, y'all, and study. Not study. I don't know what she was gonna do. I said, nah, we ain't doing it.
I just wanted to travel the world.
And you was gonna drop out of college
Take a gap year. Take
and
a
then
leave of
come back
absence. Yeah.
and go back to school.
Yeah, people do it all the time. I think one of the Obama's girls did it, actually.
So this is the kind of stuff I had to go through, y'all. This is what I had to go through. Hey, happy Mother's Day.
Hey, Jay Blake. Tasha
Hey.
T said, have you ladies ever thought about a parenting class for black and brown kids?
Oh,
Black and brown parents? No.
No, I haven't.
That's a good idea.
I don't know if you all know what you know the history behind. I was married to Samantha's dad, and I divorced him. I think was what Samantha was about 19 months. So I was married to her father, but I raised her as a divorce mom. And at the time when I was raising her, I had a full-time job. I was a full-time student. I literally got an entire degree working a full-time job. I was non-traditional because, like I said, my parents really didn't push education. So I was non-traditional. All my degree
Self-motivated.
All my degrees came later in life while I was raising Samantha. I think we were in college at the same time. I think we both were in college at the same time. I think we might have graduated a year
apart. Yeah.
A year apart. I think we were in college at the same time. So, she motivated me, and and I was her motivation, as far as getting educated. So, you do what you want to do. It was not easy. I can remember, and I think I told this story before. I remember working overtime at my job. I would literally get to work at 7 and maybe get off work at 5:30 and try to make the school at 6. And I would get out of school at 9:45. And it was just a cycle, 2-3 days a week going to school. Thank God that I had a good support system. I had my sister to help me with Samantha, and her dad helped. Why I try to go through the process of, finishing my education, because I wanted my child to see that education was important, and, now, there's other means and other ways to make money. But to me, and I'm just old school, I just think education is important. And y'all can say what you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my belief. I just think that education, whether you use it or whether you don't use it, it's important. I think that we just have to show up in the room with it. And I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that alone.
All right.
I'm going to leave that alone.
All right.
So, yeah. So raising Samantha was a joy. She wanted to take the gap year. We got past that. We got her.
I didn't take it. That's how
She didn't take
it.
Said
hell no.
I said hell no. We're not doing the gap year. You're gonna take your tail back down to Georgia State.
Yeah.
So she finished undergrad. Then come grad, she said she gonna take her another break. I said hell no, you ain't. Mm-hmm. Her stepdaddy kind of edged it on. Like, what's Samantha doing? She applied for grad school yet? I said, I don't know. Did you ask her? Samantha, what you doing? Samantha said, well, I'm gonna work a little while, and I don't think I'm gonna go to grad school yet. I said, oh, okay. Girl, you got 30 days to apply for grad school. So she applied for grad school.
No, you said where you gonna stay.
Did I say that?
You did.
I said, I'm gonna put your ass out.
Yeah.
Private school, I didn't play about that.
Girl, go ahead.
I didn't play about that school. But here we are years later. Samantha is an epidemiologist. Mm-hmm. So I didn't put, when it came to education, y'all, it was, once I saw she had the intellect, I was like, oh hell no, we about to do this. Mm-hmm. We about to do this. We ain't finna be out here playing. You smart as hell. You about to go to school. You kind of smart.
Not you kind of smart.
You got that math and science. Y'all, let me tell you how she used to do me when I was in school. I used to come home and say, Samantha, can you help me with my math? Mama, you don't know how to do this? This what you do. Come here. You put that right. Y'all take a snatch the pistol.
No.
You do this and then you take this and you go over here and you do this. And I be looking, cause I'm in my 40s at that point. I'm in my mid 40s, early 40s. So my brain, and you move this over here and you do that, Mom. So we were literally in school at the same time. And she was helping me with my math.
Now you wanted somebody to do it for you.
So
That's what we're tell them the truth. You don't tell it. Tell it. She wanted the kind that want the people to do it for her and don't want to get her lesson. And people get tired of that. I will show you how to do it. It's different from actually doing it for you. That was why I was getting annoyed.
Y'all, so we were actually in school together. We was.
You need to do your own work.
Short story told, I finished my MBA and Samantha finished her MPH.
Mm-hmm.
So we got educated together, and y'all, parenting is, you just take it day by day. Right? You communicate and love on your children, and make, be their safe place. I think there's a lot of parents don't do that for their children. Be their safe place. Be there where they can come to you and feel comfortable talking about any and everything. And I, growing up, my mom and my dad was not my safe place.
Wow.
They were not. Because I felt like that I would get shunned and silenced. So I wanted Samantha to know I'm your safe place. And I think that's important. Make sure that your children as you parenting your children, make sure that because society will suck them in, and let them know that what I drilled in Samantha, you are a leader,
not a follower.
Not a follower. You are a leader, Samantha, not a follower. When that last time she was dancing on top of that table in pre-K, that's when I started drilling her. Samantha, you cannot do that. I am not raising a stripper.
It's Mother Day, so I'm gonna let you rock. But you,
so yeah,
that's toddler dancing on top of the table doesn't mean I was gonna grow up to be a stripper. It just means
ain't nothing wrong with strippers.
I was still a baby. I just happened to be on top of the table dancing.
And she got that from my sister. Being around my sister. My sister is 7 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And her and my sister would watch videos together.
Music videos.
And she spent a lot of time with my sister because my sister was my support system. So we appreciate y'all. Happy Mother's Day.
Shout out to the strippers.
Shout out to all the strippers because y'all making money. Ain't nothing wrong with stripping.
Right.
I ain't knocking it.
Yes. Let me see. Jay Blake said, my son getting his master's in civil engineering. Oh, that's
congratulations.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Lily. Hey, X is too complicated. How you doing?
Hey, y'all. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Of course, me and Samantha went to go eat. We brunch today. Mm-hmm. We brunch today.
Everybody looked it nice today out with their mama.
Yep, everybody looked it real nice today. Mm-hmm. This is the second heavenly anniversary of my mom passing. I miss her. This year it's a little bit better. Last year I couldn't hardly hold my head up, but today is a little bit better. I miss her. I have great memories with her. I spent a lot of time with her before she passed. We talked. We had a good time. I loved her. That I always agree with the things that she said and did. No, but that's just the time where she came from. She just was raised like that. There was no change in that. If you tried to change, the way her thought process, you were being disrespectful. But That's just,
You forgive her.
yeah, I forgive her.
And people can only meet you where they're at.
She can only meet me where she was, and we expressed our love, through a different way. It was different, and sometimes I wouldn't even bother. I would just let her have it. And I would leave her literally like full in the chest because I would just want to say something. But I knew that she would make it seem like I was being disrespectful.
She had a sharp tongue.
She had a sharp tongue.
Cut you to the white meat.
Cut you to the white meat. Cut you to the white meat. And I said that I would never do that to my child. I would never do that to Samantha. And so I learned a lot of things from my mother as a parent, what not to do. Now, my mom was loving. She loved us. Oh, my God, she loved us.
She did.
She loved us and would sacrifice and do anything for us. Mm-hmm. But she just didn't know any better, And I think that as generations progress, I think that we should learn from the previous generation what not to do and not do it just because our mama did it. Mm-hmm. Just because your mama did it does not make it right. And I learned that. I learned that. So I, took all the things of what not to do and things that I thought that I would have wanted from my mom, and I lumped them all together when I, start to parent Samantha. People would always tell me, she too spoiled. You need a spanker. You need a whopper. Mm-hmm. You need a spanker. The girl just too spoiled.
The devil is a liar. Yeah. The devil is a liar. Yeah.
People would literally tell me, she too spoiled. You need a whopper. We would be out, Samantha be whining and crying. And I'd be like, come on, baby, let's go. I'm not gonna spank my child because she tired and sleepy.
I'm drinking spring water. It's too complicated.
I'm not gonna spank my child. People always want you to whoop and beat on your children.
Right.
And I just wasn't that type of mom. I had got to the point where I could just look at Samantha.
Well, that little boy say, don't whoop me, whoop your own ass. Don't whoop me, whoop your own ass.
And I remember telling Samantha that it can go to one or two ways. It's up to you. There's consequences with the good, and there's consequences. I set her down and told her this. I said, look, this thing can go either. She couldn't have been no more than 6. I said, look, it's just me and you. Mama working. I'm trying to go to school. I want to make sure that we good with your daddy money. We gonna be good. So I need for you to mind me. I know what I told you.
Shout out to my dad.
I say, so I
That's
need.
hilarious. I'm gonna clip that.
So I need for you to be good. It's good consequences either way, good or bad. Now you decide. I told her, I said, you decide which one you want. Mm-hmm. The good or the bad. She said, yes, mommy. She said, yes, mommy.
Let me see what y'all saying. You get me said a master's like tomorrow's. We should. Now, has anybody seen Tomaz's graduation? Speaking of that, have y'all seen in the social media streets? Because I know she would post it. If Tamaz had graduated, she definitely would have posted that on socials. Because we know Tamaz is a tuka butt. So has anybody, seen any pictures of his graduation? Because this is graduation season
for sure.
Access Too Complicated said, FeeFee, you look so beautiful on your birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Jay Blake said, I'm sorry, Fee, that you went through that. Sadly, she probably didn't experience love.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So that's my Mother's Day spiel. So you want to talk about next stuff?
Yeah, you want to get it started.
So I want to talk about the call from yesterday.
Well, first things first, her ninja's not touching down. A ninja is not touching down this summer. He is not touching down.
Nesto ain't coming
He's
home.
not touching down this spring, summer.
Sonya sabotaged them folk over. She went over there and contacted them people. I don't think she want him to get out, y'all. Do she want Ernesto to get out? Now, why she allegedly contact them folk, trying to tell them what to do? Who in the hell contact the prosecution? Allegedly. I don't think Sonya want the man to get out. Do y'all think she want him out? She ain't got her little $5 RV. Little Tinker Truck RV.
So do you think she's intentionally trying to sabotage him? Do y'all think so? I mean, that makes sense.
Why in the world would she contact them people, y'all? Do y'all think she contacted Hoover? Why would she do that? What is wrong with her? Why would she do that? Why in the world would she?
Jay Blake said stupid.
Why in the world would she go over there and send them people an email?
Judge, Hoover, and Wooten.
So that man, he said he tired. Did y'all hear him when he said, I'm tired. I'm just so tired. Good for your ass. You need to be tired. That's how them folk allegedly felt out here when you was running them up. They were tired too. Now you so tired. You done caused all kind of hell and strife out here in these ATL streets allegedly. Now your ass tired. Now he tired, y'all. He tired. And she finna get her ass on because she know it's over. Sonya know it's over, y'all. She know it ain't nothing else she can do. Ain't nothing nobody can do. She know it's over. That's why she probably sent it. Cause what it's over with. What harm could it be? It's over with.
I think she's trying to sabotage her.
So now she ain't want to buy her a little RV, a little bitty truck. She finna go on the road sick. The lady say she be so weak she could barely hold a steering wheel. She said, I be weak sometimes. I be not feeling good. Why in the world would you want to travel around in an RV by yourself and you sick all the time?
That is very dangerous.
As a woman. She say, when you went to sleep that time and you let me drive, did y'all catch that? And you let me drive the RV? She say, it was pulling. That wind was strong. So when they were hanging out back a few years ago and they was in the RV and he was choking her out and doing what he do to her, allegedly while he was asleep, she was driving him around in the RV.
So why she couldn't put nothing on a paid lawyer?
Because she ain't trying to put nothing on a paid lawyer for him.
I think that's why she kept reiterating that he had a good lawyer.
Y'all catch that? She told him you got a good lawyer. When a prosecute, when a state attorney appointed attorney become a good lawyer? When?
She got to tell him that so he feel confident not to ask her why you ain't putting no money on paid attorney.
And then he trying to fake act like he had. Well, I'm glad you going on with your life. It's been long enough. I'm glad you getting back out there. He ain't happy about that girl getting out there in that RV. He wish he could get back out there. He ain't happy about nothing she doing. She said, well, you gonna be good anyway. It don't matter where I'm at. So she out of here. Now, do y'all think she would leave if she thought there was any chance that man was getting out of jail? Hell no.
No, she would stay, wait, and then they go do what they do. But I think she know he not getting.
So now he got another court date for the motions in June. So she gone on about her business. Lord, I hope they don't find that lady somewhere in a situation in that RV by herself. What is she doing? What is her fixation on these RVs and traveling? Talking about going to the beach by herself. Did she get that idea? Is she fixated on it because that's something that he likes to do? And then she didn't even go get the one that he liked. He wanted her to get the one with the diesel. She went and got the cheapest one. He like, oh, he ain't impressed because he would have never. With Shirley money, he would have got the high end one. She got what she could afford, but with Shirley money, he would have got the high end one. Yeah. So he really ain't impressed.
Now they would have financed the hell out of it and maybe been late on some payments, but it would have had all the bells and whistles for sure. Let me see. Jay Blake said the man who's trying to put her boo away. She talking about chit chatting, lies, her pretend camper. X is too complicated. Says Sonya sent Wooten the email to prove that Shirley knew about the truck.
Right.
Jay Blake said trying to impress Nesto.
So she trying to throw Shirley up under the bus. That's why I said long time ago, Shirley should have shut Sonya up. But y'all like, nah, Shirley don't need to say nothing.
She's too classy. She's not
Shirley wasn't that. I mean, people just in our comments just, no, Shirley should have shut Sonya.
You ladies are different. Shirley doesn't engage in that behavior.
That's you ladies. That's what you ladies do.
Yeah.
Shirley ain't got her ass in a situation. You ladies ain't running down the Fulton County Courthouse. Shirley going down there. You ladies ain't.
All right.
She should have shut Sonya's tail up long time ago. She should have made her shut up. Sonya and sent them people proof that Shirley knew about the truck. Shirley would never. That's why Shirley gonna be sitting her little ass on that stand, being just as agitated as she was about that little $49.99 end table when she was down there in Marshall's.
She was stressed.
She was stressed over that $49 end table that she could not get in her Range Rover down in front of Marshall's. She gonna be really stressed when they get her up on that stand and Wooten and Hoover start asking her them goddamn questions.
She need to cry. And yeah, that's another thing y'all said. She doesn't need to do that.
Shirley about to get her ass lit up.
She need to break down and cry and say how he calmed her and she didn't know and she thought it was this and that. It's time to cry. I know y'all said she didn't need to do it, but it's time to start crying.
Shirley Strawberry about to be down there. She about to be down there at Fulton County.
Let me see. You get me said she didn't have 10 good players for the one he likes. No, she did not. X is too complicated said I need to see license and registration, please.
You don't believe it.
You get me said I think it was actually evidence against him because Hoover was pissed and not answering the phone.
Okay. So Sonya on Shirley ass.
She is.
And he gonna be on her too. She went through what? 2,000 emails? 2,000, 4,000?
4,000 emails.
Yeah. Just to find proof that Shirley knew about the truck. But y'all say, nah, Shirley would never acknowledge Sonya. Was Sonya acknowledging her? She doing everything she can. And at the end of the day, y'all, it's going to cost Shirley. Shirley's going to have to answer. Ain't nobody. And Debbie, you ain't going to be able to say, Shirley, when she get up on that stand, you ain't going to be able to stand behind her like you was in them Zoom videos when she went to court for her divorce and navigate her through the process. She going to have to get up on that damn stand herself. That's why I told y'all a long time ago, she need to address Sonya.
I think she could send her cute little cease and desist. Little cute cease and desist.
But y'all think Shirley's so good to even acknowledge that?
Shut up.
She already, it'd be different.
She's classy.
Shirley was married to a scumbag. She guilty by association.
Lord, you're going to get the people started on this good Mother's Day Sunday, Lord. You done came back off the chain, Lord. Oh, Lord.
I said what I said.
Oh, Lord. Not on Mother's
Day. Allegedly to me, Shirley guilty by association.
Not on the Mother's Day or Good Sunday. Not y'all putting the 100s in the chat. Lord have mercy. Not on this good Christian Mother's Day. Jay Blake said she better get to practicing.
She better get to practice. Debbie better get her a script. Cause Debbie like a little, she like a little chihuahua with Shirley. Debbie is real guarded and protective with Shirley.
She don't play.
And I'm not saying something that I hadn't seen. I seen it.
Yeah, that's not allegedly.
That's not allegedly.
That's a fact.
And Debbie is not gonna be able to navigate and help Shirley when she get up there on that stand. Cause she gonna get up there. She gonna be a witness. She going on the stand.
I'm sure she'll practice with her attorney. For sure. They'll prep her.
She going up there. And that's why she should have shut Sonya up long. She could have shut Sonya up long time ago.
I don't think it would have hurt to send her a cease and desist. Because it's getting to the point now where she's sending documentation that's actually being acknowledged by the courts. And I think that's concerning.
And what in the hell is she sent? I'll be like, what the hell she is sent with my name on it? How the hell she get my information?
Mm-hmm.
What did she send to them that has Shirley's name on it?
And that's another reason why I do think Shirley should have her legal representation look into addressing Sonya legally. I'm not saying she should have to go back and forth with her on social media or anything, but I do think a cease and desist letter would be nice to send her. Do I think she would acknowledge it? Probably not, or adhere to it? Probably not. But I don't think it would hurt to have it on record because she does have access to sensitive information of Shirley's because she was able to get that temporary POA.
Yes, extra complicated. Wooten went and pulled all the phone calls.
Yeah.
So what the hell she saying? But see, people were saying, "Oh, that's beneath Shirley." How is it beneath Shirley when you were married to alleged men, a scammer, and all type of things he was doing? People want to make like Shirley is just so good and so proper and so bougie, and she would never. Y'all, she married this man. Shirley ain't shit.
No.
I'm sick of people trying to make like, oh, Shirley would never. Shirley's not gonna address her. And she had a little stank. Shirley would have never been down to that Marshall's if she could afford to go to Pottery Barn and get her table. She was mad because she had to be down there with us. Shirley wasn't shit because she knew what that man was doing, and I said it. People say like, well, she's not. All that praying, you can't tell me no discernment. She ain't got no discernment in her.
Yeah, you make a valid point with that.
That last call, it had the nerve to talk about Cynthia Bailey. Mike didn't like Cynthia because he didn't like all the wigs and makeup she wore, and he liked the California girls. Pretty much saying he liked Caucasian girls. Well, Shirley, Nesto don't like you. All that time you on the phone talking to him, he had been
talking crap about you and the little people, aka Sheridan, what he didn't like about you or her, and Debbie too.
I get so tired of people, oh, Shirley. Shirley would never. Shirley need to learn how to play dirty. She was so fixated on family. They're just trying to destroy our family. People just don't care anything about breaking up family. Bitch, that wasn't your family.
Not Jay Blake talking about some Shirley acts so slow, who is advising her because she definitely not doing it on her own. Jay Blake talking about some fake praying, only quoting one scripture. No! Now, Jay, you and Mama gotta go to timeout. Now, Jay, y'all gotta go to the corner. All right. She was trying to encourage you, but when you said that made me think about it. I think that oftentimes as women, we have so much vitriol and so much aggression and energy towards each other when we're battling, right? We can go in with each other as women, but when it comes to a man, it's like we go weak. It's like that aggression, that energy, that assertiveness. It's like it turns off like a switch, like you're turning off a light or something. You know what I mean? It's like we can give all that energy to another woman. We can be sharp, we can be witty, we can be smart with our comebacks, but when it comes to a man, it's like all of that goes out the window. Because I feel like, amongst women, we can use our discernment. We can go back and forth, tit for tat. But with a man, it's like because we put that man on that pedestal, all of our common sense and wisdom just goes out the window. Some people say it's being matized, but it's like it just goes out the window. And I think partially that was what it was with Shirley, because Shirley was hit to the game when it came to Sheridan, when it came to some of her other friends, and she was able to pick up on them being leeches and them being jealous of her relationship with Ernesto, but she could not see the fact that Ernesto was using her just like she felt Sheridan was.
She knew Sheridan was trying to use her,
and she could feel the tension between her and Sheridan. Like, she don't really like me, but she want to use me because she need help for her and her kids. But with Ernesto, she couldn't pick up on the fact that he didn't like her ass either.
I'm glad you got to talk to your son. Call me, darling. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm glad you. You can always come back and catch the replay. I'm glad you got to talk to your baby.
So I just noticed that about us as women. Like, as women, we can go in. We can read you for filth. We can talk about your insecurities, your discrepancies, all of that. But when it comes to a man, some of us, our brains just shut off.
And she thought people were jealous of them.
Yeah.
And trying to break she thought they had a unit.
Yeah.
Shirley Strawberry thought her and Ernesto was a unit.
Y'all remember on the call, she told Ernesto, she said they're jealous. They're just jealous. They don't want to see us together. They're wishing ill will on our marriage. They're spewing lies about us, y'all. They're jealous. Remember on that call, she was like, they're just jealous.
Even when
they don't want to see us do well.
About that ring.
Yep, they were jealous of her ring.
About that ring. That story. Now, Shirley too old to believe that doggone story Nesto told her. People want to say, well, she's not slow. She's not slow. She was acting slow, or she just didn't want to know.
I just think she didn't want to know.
She not slow, y'all. She not slow.
You know who she kind of remind me of? If for any of us who watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta, do y'all remember in season 10 or 11 when Portia Williams first started dating her child's father, Dennis McKinley, and how, there were a lot of rumors going around in the streets about how he had other women, and every woman he dated, he got their name tattooed on him, and he was still in other relationships while he was dating Portia, and Candy was trying to give Portia a heads up, but their relationship was still strained from the Phaedra fiasco, so Portia really didn't want to hear it. And everybody kept coming up to Portia and trying to give her a heads up about Dennis, but she wouldn't hear it. She was like, she said in her confessional, she was like, I have a good black man. I'm not going to ask him deep and uncomfortable and pertinent questions because I don't want to ruin what we have. He's a good black man. He's successful. He doesn't have any kids. And I don't want to rock the boat and ruin what I have with this man. So I'm not going to ask those deep, gut-wrenching questions that would make him uncomfortable and potentially turn him off from me. I'm just going to continue to enjoy the gifts, the trips, the attention he gives me, and the fact that I can finally say I have a man that wants to have a child and wants to marry me. I'm not going to ruin it by asking all these damn questions, right? And I feel like that was the same mindset that Shirley Strawberry had with Ernesto. I think she felt like I have this good looking man. He's into me. He has these businesses. He appears to be successful. We have a good time together. He treats me well. He's easy on the eyes. I'm not going to rock the boat and ask all these deep questions. Do I think that Shirley Strawberry is stupid or slow? No. I just think that she felt like, I finally have an answered prayer, and I'm not going to do anything to mess it up. I'm not going to be that woman that's asking all these questions that's killing the vibe, and I'm not going to dig too deep. And because remember, Shirley had women coming to her before she married Ernesto. Don't forget Ebony Steele. Remember? So that's why I compare Shirley Strawberry to Portia Williams, because Shirley Strawberry had people in Atlanta trying to warn her, just like Portia Williams had people in Atlanta trying to warn her, right?
Mhm.
But you feel like I finally got what I want. I'm happy. I'm excited. Why rock the boat? So that's what I think. If I had to guess, I think that was her mentality. She was like, why ask all these questions? I don't want to ruin my image or my perception of him. Do I feel like intuitively that something may be off? Based on my discernment, my woman's intuition, yes.
Mhm.
But I don't want to rock the boat. I want to enjoy the moment. I want to enjoy this man and just be happy. I just want to, for once, be happy and feel like I'm kind of having that fairy tale experience.
Mhm.
And so that's what I think was. I think she definitely saw red flags because people were coming to her. Also, I don't know how many of you all have been watching us for how long, but this was maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago. And if you were on that live, let us know. But we did a live on StreamYard about a year and a half ago. And one lady came in our comments and she said, we tried to tell Shirley before she got married. We told her not to marry him. And so she was basically speaking like from first person, like she was actually there at the wedding and one of her, friends or family members trying to warn her and give her the heads up before she married her next one. She basically said, but Shirley wouldn't listen. If I can find that video, I'll clip it. But so I just say that to say, like, the warnings were there, based on what we've heard allegedly. So I just think that's what it is. Sometimes women, they feel like they finally have found their Mr. Right and they don't want to hear what another woman got to say. And don't let those other women be single. She really ain't finna listen to you. You finna be bitter, a hater, everything that Sonya called us: bitter, angry, hater, single, fat, all of that, blah, blah, blah. You finna be everything but a child of God. You try to tell a woman about her man. So sometimes you got to sit back, and I hate to say it, sometimes you have to sit back and let a woman go through what she's going to go through with a man. Because sometimes they're not going to listen to you, especially if that thing be thinging. They ain't trying to hear what you got to say. They going to be like, Shirley, you're jealous. You're a hater. You want to break up my marriage. You don't know my husband.
Most seasoned women, you ain't got to tell them. They already know.
Yeah. And she probably did know a lot of things. She may not have known the nitty gritty, but she had some speculation of what was going on, probably.
Well, she better get ready,
And I
cause
think she would have rolled it out too had we not found out.
ain't nobody coming to save her. And every time I hear Shirley talk to him in them calls, the more I want them to get her ass.
Uh-uh.
Cause she just make it seem like those peasants. Those How dare they do you like that, honey? You didn't do anything, honey. This shit, yeah, I don't, and that's though, yeah, I ain't they out to get me. I don't even know why I'm in here. Yeah, honey. What? And all along, he ain't done everything them folks say he allegedly done. Oh, honey, those peasants. How dare them? We were just out here living our best lives. You wasn't doing anything to anybody, honey.
Yes,
You
like,
hadn't been locked up for three times prior, 2 times prior to this. They just keep blaming everything on you, honey.
and they still say it was a scheme that Todd set up to come up with the bull.
I hope they lie her ass. She needs to be broken down.
Mama.
She do. Every time I listen, y'all. Every time I listen to, and I have empathy for people. I have a good heart. I really do. But it's just something about when I hear and her, the way she was standing out there at that Marshall's. Like, I don't know why the hell I'm out here with these folk. And if I could be over there at that high-end RH store, If I could afford to get me something out of there, that's where I would be. I'm telling you, y'all. The whole, y'all hear how she talk? Like he wasn't the problem. And you knew that man history. So due to his history, did none say, well, it's a possibility. Now you're not talking about a man that does not have a record. I could see if he had never had a record, this was his first time. But the man had a record. And you knew it. You the one that told him, honey, you need to check and see if you have any warrants.
Annie Long says Shirley knew about that vehicle and everything else. She just plays dumb.
Yes.
It's all about her appearance in the public eye. Okay, so everybody agree with you. They say they ain't going for it.
And I get tired of people saying she didn't know, she wouldn't have, and we have to, it could happen to any of the hell. That's what Shirley wanted. It didn't have to happen to her. People saying, well, it could happen to any of us. No, that was a sound decision. I didn't hear her one time say that Nesto made her stay with him. As a matter of fact, he kept telling her to go on with her life.
Yeah, Call Me Darling said he downplayed the $250K he stole.
Yes.
He would have thought it was $25. Oh, yeah, to get a ring. Yeah. Call Me Darling said, I guess I'll just have to give the ring back. Yeah, she was nonchalant about it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. You can't tell me that, lady. But, honey, where did you get $250? Well, why are they saying that, honey? What's going on, honey? Well, she says she's not going to say anything about it, honey. She's not going to tell your business, honey. No more questions. Just okay, honey. She just wanted her nice ring, her nice car, her nice clothes. And now that she's got caught up in it, she like, I don't know nothing about it. Shirley knew. Shirley knew. You cannot tell me that she didn't know. And I know that she's a public figure and, she carries herself a certain way. I get all that, y'all. But everything that glitter is not gold.
Say that again.
Everything that glitter is not gold. And I'm a girl's girl. I root for women. I want women to have healthy relationships and be in good relationships. But I don't want us to be so naive and gullible to the fact that we risked it all. And I just think that she wanted the material thing so bad, she just act like she didn't know. And if there are emails that Sonia sent to whomever, that's terrible. Because from what they saying is, she knew everything. She had actually talked, allegedly, to Lamont about the situation with the truck. So now she want to act like she don't know nothing about it. Y'all remember Shirley from the south side of Chicago.
Well, she need to play elderly black woman from Alpharetta.
Y'all don't let that pixie haircut and them little cute little outfits and that bougie talking fool y'all.
Baby, you was reading today for Phil's on this Mother's Day. My goodness.
But yeah, because I want us to recognize game. Mm-hmm. I want us to recognize game. And she gonna have to go down there and talk. She gonna have to go down there and talk to them people. Because Nesto ain't getting out. And it's going to trial. And she gonna have to go down there.
Yeah. He ain't touching down no time soon.
And you think Nesto gonna keep quiet and save her?
Oh no. It's every man for himself. She gonna have to get her hands dirty to save herself. She gonna have to throw him under the bus, then dig him, then push him real deep down in the dirt to save herself. Because he definitely gonna come after her the same way. It's every man for himself.
It's every man, and the best thing we can do with the situation is just learn from it, right?
Which we've been saying for the last 2 years.
Just learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay to hold her accountable. Like I'm here for the show. We hold Sonia accountable.
Mm-hmm. And I'm here for the show. She brought up a really good point. She was like, if y'all gonna extend Shirley grace,
Then extend Sonia grace.
and everybody was like, hell no.
But I just truly believe that allegedly she knew about things that he were doing, and she just liked her nice things. She just wanted a certain type of lifestyle.
And she didn't want us nosy cappers in her business on YouTube talking about it.
And I think now she's going to have to open up her mouth, and she's going to have to speak. Nobody is going to be able to do it for her. You can tell Debbie has been a fixture in Shirley's life for a long time.
Yeah. Can't hold her hand.
Debbie has fought a lot of battles for Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell.
Yeah. Debbie don't play. When we saw them out in person, you can tell Debbie don't play by Shirley.
And Debbie is not going to be able to help Shirley out. When she go down there to Fulton County.
Let me see. X is Too Complicated said in 2021, the detective came to Shirley concerning Miss Delaney, one of the victims, and what Nesto had done. This happened in 2021. This is in a 276-page document.
Yeah. And she was getting DMs. Your husband this, your husband that. Allegedly.
Carmen Donald said they're gonna eat her up.
They're gonna eat her up. They're gonna eat her up. They are. Because whatever Sonia sent to them, you best believe they're gonna eat her up. They're gonna bring her in it. She thought once she divorced him, it would be over with. Well, even somebody even said that in our comments. She's gonna divorce him, and then I hope she goes on with her life, and everything will be fine. Not.
Let me see. Call Me Dollar said, I agree. Folks get angry when Shirley is called out. Every time I hear a call from Shirley, she pisses me off real bad. She wasn't as oblivious as folks wanted to be. Yeah, it triggers a lot of people.
Every time I hear a call me down, I'd be like, oh my. And if you listen, she knows just what to say, how much to say. Mm-hmm, uh-huh, mm-hmm. Y'all know what them means. Mm-hmm, uh-huh, mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know about that. And so quick to gossip about other people's situations with Ernesto.
Hey, Verna.
You don't know why Mike didn't want to be with Cynthia. Yeah. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
And then the whole time he get off the phone with you and talk to his side chick about he really don't like you and don't really want to be with you no more, and he tired of being married to you. Child, you can't make this issue.
You can't.
But let's talk about that. I think a lot of times people get triggered when Shirley is held accountable. And make sure you hit the like button, y'all. Double tap the screen, or hit in the upper right hand corner or left hand corner. Click on the three dots and hit the like button. Or if you're watching a replay, hey, what's up? Down below, hit the like button. I think the reason people get so triggered when people talk about Shirley or hold her accountable because a lot of people see themselves in her. And they've probably been in similar situations, and they kind of think about maybe the criticism that they got when they were in similar situations and how it made them feel, and so it just triggers them. Or maybe they had a close relative who may have been in a situation like that or been publicly shamed or embarrassed over a man, so it's triggering.
And y'all don't want to
give her the benefit of
if Lamont got to go down there, Lamont ain't gonna sing like a canary.
Oh, if he got to go, he is. He is.
Y'all don't think Lamont finna sing like a canary if he got to go down there?
And he need to be. He really need to be in the cell next to Nesto, but that's a lie for another day. I think Lamont need to be in the next cell over from Nesto.
So I don't know, y'all.
I really do. And I want to figure out, Nesto was saying they trolling him inside the jail. Who is
who
trolling him?
trolling him inside the jail, y'all? What's going on at the jail?
Is it some young boys that got word of who he is and they trolling him? I'm trying to figure that out. Let me see. Vernon said Nesto is a bugaboo. Exit Complicated said Sonya sent the email to Wooten trying to rebut against the motion he filed concerning the truck.
The truck, okay. So the next court date is in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sonya says she already done moved.
Next
hearing. So Sonya said she already done moved, but in one of the calls, didn't she say her lease wasn't up until July?
So she broke her lease?
Or
maybe she's just
telling is she gone?
To stay out of her business.
And the most sad part about it is I hate that she had to take the baby back to the mama. So the baby gone back to the mama.
Oh, measure. Let me see. Call Me Darling said she only left after hearing those Sonya calls. She seemed to be okay with everything else. It took the divorce for me to believe she was actually done. Yeah, and to think about it too, when they were talking about the woman and she was like, I don't know if you were dealing with somebody. You remember, did y'all catch the part when she said, I don't know if you were dealing with somebody you had dated, you were currently dating, or somebody you dated previously? Yeah. She slipped up and said that in that call. Did y'all catch that?
Shirley.
I was like, why would she say why would you talk about him dating somebody in the present tense? It should be in the past tense.
I don't know if it's somebody you dating, somebody. So she
or
knew
you dated in the past.
She knew.
Slipped up and said your comment just made me think about that. Call Me Darling.
Yes, Lamont is gonna snitch for sure. For sure. Okay, so the daughter is staying in the apartment. Okay.
So Sydney moved. So she subleased it to Sydney. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but in that call with Shirley, that last call, it's like if y'all listen, a lot of gems were dropped. You know, like you said, she said, I don't know who's mad at you. Is it a past girlfriend or a girlfriend? And the Roswell, you know, she said Shirley couldn't say Roswell. She called it something else.
Roswell.
And say this lady is trying to make a come up. Talking about the detective, you know, and she was just going for all that crap he was telling her. I don't know what they talking about.
To me, that leads me to believe she knew about the infidelity.
Dre is the only one. Nesto, man, they wouldn't have you down there that long. You hadn't done something, Nesto. Dre, the realest one. Dre know his partner done something. Dre don't know what, but Dre allegedly know Nesto. They wouldn't have you down there, man. You had done nothing.
Okay, everybody's saying yes, she knew he was cheating. Jay Blake said, I believe Sonya was living with the daughter. Okay.
So she was living with the daughter.
Where's she getting this money from? Okay, she's staying with her daughter.
Yes, Dre knows.
Now that would have pissed me off. You living with me and you giving your money to that ninja. Now you can put more on the rent. That would have pissed me off. But that's their business. I'm gonna stay out that mother-daughter relationship.
Dre, the only one that kept it real. Dre, no people just can't keep you down there like that for nothing, and you innocent.
All because of who you married to. They not fixated on that lady like that. Nor are they that pressed about Steve Harvey.
And Sonya said, I'm getting the hell on. This been going long enough. She said, keep your head up. I know you're tired, but keep your head up.
What did he say? He feel like Evander Holyfield?
Like he said he feel like Evander Holyfield when Tyson bit his ear off. He feel confused. This man, do y'all really think he thinks that he's innocent?
Yes. He really believes he's innocent. He really believe that. In his heart of hearts. He believe that.
So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But
And then we really couldn't get no tea from the April 30th hearing. It was drama with the
let's talk about the drama. So
with the blogger, but it really wasn't no tea from the Nesto case. So we really didn't get nothing out of that. Thank God for Shay for dropping these calls and getting the text messages.
So they go down there to the hearing. Another blogger and Silverback. Y'all been call that little Silverback so much. Her intro to her video, she got a gorilla.
Oh, no, she don't.
Yes, she do.
Now she's trying to troll back. That's smart marketing.
She trolling back. So Silverback in there with Wisdom daughter, she snitch on her. So that brings attention to the Rule 22. Now, y'all know doggone well Pam know the process of the Rule 22. Y'all know Pam and her videographer would not be in that courtroom if the process was not done correctly. So they trying to keep the media out. They may not be able to do a video, but they can come in there.
Yeah, I feel like this judge is strict. He's funny.
He flaky
about how he wants things done.
Yeah, he's funny about how he wants things done. So that causes a big problem. In the courtroom. Just a bunch of mess. And that's still like, man, all this drama. Now I gotta wait another 2-3 months.
Yeah, June.
Now it could take the end of this year or the first of next year. I'm tired. I'm 61. I'm old. You old. All the doom and gloom him and Sonya talking about and talking about she's sickly and can't keep no food and vitamins. And what the hell you taking vitamins for? You just taking a bunch of vitamins that could counteract against each other? When you take supplements, you got to know what to take, when to take, and what to take together and what not to take together.
Yeah.
It ain't just you go buy something and take it. And you already sickly. You gonna put your system in shock. Just crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah. Hey, woman of wealth. Happy Mother's Day.
So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So we got into June. We don't even know what's gonna happen. This gonna go on forever. So Sonya said she going on the road. Some people say they believe she got it. Some people say she don't. She got the RV. Some people believe she don't got the RV. Nesto with his mess says, I see your background. A lot of people don't be believing what you say, but I see your background. Well, you ain't got no room to be messy. You need to watch your back so them young boys in there don't pop you upside your head.
Again, allegedly.
Allegedly being messy. Fuck me thinking you be just talking. I see your background. I see them new leather seats. I don't care what she got. I don't care if she got it or not. But my stance on this whole situation from the beginning is Shirley knew. There's no way Shirley did not know what that man was doing. You cannot convince me on my slowest days, and that ain't too often, that Shirley did not know what this man was doing. You cannot tell me that lady didn't know. And now she want to say, I don't know nothing about no truck. But on every call, you talking about paying the car note. I gotta pay this. I gotta pay these bills. I gotta try to keep money, make sure you're okay.
Yes.
And pay these bills. The man wasn't even allegedly with her when he got locked up. They were separated. He get locked up and she just a supportive wife.
Shirley, you need to get on that stand and you need to break down and cry. Damn your pride, damn your ego, it's time to cry because that man is gonna go in that courtroom, guns ablazing against you. You need to break down and cry.
They gonna bring all kind of stuff out on
Because
that
he's
lady.
gonna do everything to try to bring you down with him, Shirley.
And I hope she got a team. People say that her the who she works for would make sure that she's lawyered up. I hope she's lawyered, have a lot of attorneys on her team because she gonna need them because they gonna get her.
Or at least try.
Try because they don't know what Sonya has sent. They don't know what Sonya has sent. Her team does not know what's been sent to the prosecution. Shirley people don't know. So they really need to prep her.
I'm hoping that they do and they're prepping her. I hope they do.
Because the way she was acting in that divorce hearing, we know that she gets nervous. You could tell she was nervous.
And then she knew it was a lot of people in that Zoom
that
shouldn't have been there.
Exactly. So now it's going to be a lot of people in that courtroom.
Mm-hmm. Everybody is saying, yeah, they hope she has a good.
I hope what they say, the station is going to cover her, who she works for. I don't know how that works.
But iHeartRadio?
That's what somebody said in one of our other chats. iHeartRadio will make sure she had a team. She better have one because they about to light her up.
Yeah. Verna Yancey said they were separated because of the eviction. Remember, Shirley Friend said Nesto can't stay at their house. Yeah,
yep. They were separated. They were separated.
And that didn't give him the motivation to say, I can't be away from my wife. Let me figure something out.
So he wasn't even coming home.
To stay together.
Honey, you need to really get your life together. We need to work on our marriage. We need to work on this. You cannot tell me that lady didn't know.
Let me see. Jay Blake said this is personal. What her job got to do.
I don't know. Somebody said on one of our lives, that her team would make sure she was lawyered up. It's personal. That's what I was thinking too. She gonna need somebody now, especially since Sonya is putting her little twist into it.
As she's always been.
But
I think definitely now it would be a good time to send her a cease and desist.
Yeah, she needs to stop talking about on those calls because it's putting Shirley's name out there.
It's putting a little doubt.
Her and Manny Fresh is doing lives. Yeah. They're actually doing lives talking about Shirley. In that last live, they haven't done one recently, at least I haven't seen it. But in that last live, Sonya actually was talking about her. She was actually talking about Shirley, saying what Shirley did know and what she didn't know, and who she knew and who she didn't know.
Right. And I think the main reason, just to give like more context to why I think that Shirley should send Sonya a cease and desist, is not for the simple fact that she's talking, because we're talking. You can't stop people from talking. But it's for the fact that both the defense and the prosecution is watching YouTube. And so that in itself is a really good reason for why Sonya needs a cease and desist. Because Hoover and Wooten are listening to the calls and they're watching YouTube videos. And so just the fact that the state is interested in it on both sides, I think she needs to be silenced. Because they're listening, they're looking into every little thing that's said. Even if it's quote unquote not true, they're still going to look into it. Because they're invested into what's going on in YouTube. So that is why I think it's imperative to send her a cease and desist. I really do.
I hope they do. She needs, but people, we said it a long time ago, and people said, that Shirley is not us, and Shirley would never. That's what ladies like you do.
Yeah,
they pretty much. Yeah, they pretty much say that's what
you ghetto heifers do.
That's what you ghetto girls do. See, y'all have to do that. Shirley doesn't have to do that. That's what you low vibrating women do.
Yeah,
and that's the way Shirley is. Like, come on, get my $49.99 table in my Range Rover so I can get the hell out of here.
Touche. What else? Carmen Donna said on her recent call, she said she felt bad for the way things went down between him and Shirley. The bloggers told lies and ruined it. Oh.
No, it went bad when your nasty tail was in that bus and he smutted you out and you was having sex with that woman husband. Did you feel bad about that? Did you feel bad then when you was rolling around in that RV with him?
Right. Vernon say Shirley need to come out the bushes and get Sonia. Extra too complicated says Sonia needs to make an appointment with Dr. FeeFee.
Exactly.
All right. Call me Darwin said were they separated or they just wasn't living together because of the eviction? That's two different things. All right. All right. Yeah.
So yeah, y'all.
All right. You get me? Said Sonia better be careful. She may get him into more trouble by unknowingly sending forged documents. Well, his attorney was pissed. He
Yeah.
said, "Shut your mouth
And
and
stop talking
and
about it.
stop talking about it and stop talking to her."
And that wasn't the first time because one of the other attorneys said, Do you wanna be your own attorney?
Since you doing so much
Since you
talking.
doing so much talking. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got to say about it.
All right, y'all. Well, we gonna go ahead and let y'all go. We know it's Mother's Day, but just one last thing. We are doing a meetup in June. We're doing a candle making class. So if you're interested, please make sure you email us. We can send the information to you. Also, on the flyer, we just ask that you email us back just to RSVP to let us know that you're coming. But we're excited to see the people. It'll be here in Atlanta. It'll be Saturday, June 28th at a candle making boutique that we're going to. So if you're interested, again, just let us know. We'll pass the information along to you. So that way we have like a definite head count of who all is going to come. All right, y'all.
And it ain't gonna be no more sensational Sundays no time. So.
Oh, you got something about that. Okay.
Y'all ain't got me in trouble.
You got yourself in trouble. Tell them about that.
So y'all know my man was home. So we been home. For my birthday. Stayed with me for a minute. We all chilling. He looking for sports on YouTube. He got the remote. He just scrolling through. He was like, you got a sports channel. I said, no, ain't no me in here. Why would I have that? I said, go on YouTube and see if you can find the game. He got the remote in his hand, y'all. He just hitting it. He scrolling. He got the remote in his hand. He just hitting it. He say, God damn, you on this phone.
She was caught slipping.
How about he ran up on one of my videos, y'all?
Call me down and said, Lord, Fee. Rookie mistake. Woman of Wealth said, what? I was afraid that would happen. And it did. She got caught slipping.
He say, you want me, mama? He said, what you? I said, look. He said, well, let me see what the hell you tell. I said, oh, hell no, you can't. I say, it's just me and my good girlfriend. We be on there talking shit. I say, this was before I met you. He said, well, what the hell you be talking about? So I took the remote. He said, don't worry about it. I can put it up on my phone.
I told her. Why would you log in?
I didn't think about logging out because I didn't know he was gonna be scrolling through the YouTube.
No, she underestimated that man. She didn't think that man was gonna be smart enough to look up and go, oh, that's you. Let me click on you and look at your channel and look at your video.
I said, they got me in trouble fooling around with y'all.
No, you messed yourself up.
I said,
that was a rookie mistake.
So we going back and forth. He said, don't worry about it. He got his phone. He said, it's Fee. the hell going on over here? Let me see what you be talking about. I said, it's just my good girlfriends. We be out there talking shit. I said, man, I don't want you to hear me talking shit. Because you know I'm a princess. I want you to think I'm still a princess. He talking about some bullshit. You been talking shit ever since I met you. I said, forget it. I'm just going to take my shit down. Make all my shit private because you cannot see what I is. Y'all know I can talk about this. He didn't talk to me for the rest of it. He talking about some, let me read these comments. What this nigga say right here? He comes to Samantha trying, what he say to you? Samantha trying to help me. Somebody, yeah, she be on there. She ain't saying nothing. He said, look, Samantha, look, what your mama
Child, he done pulled up her community tab. He going through her post. He said I talk too much. What this mean? I said, child, I ain't finna be getting into that mess. That's between y'all. That ain't got nothing to do with me, honey.
Oh, Lord.
And I had to show her how to unlist the video.
Yeah.
By that time, he had pulled up all the videos. She wasn't fast enough. She ain't even know how to do it.
I ain't even know how to take it down. Now Samantha she kind of under the weather, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all, she wouldn't even help me, Jay. I'm like, Samantha, show me what to do. She's talking about child. Y'all know how she be doing child. I ain't in it. Girl, he ain't talked to me for the rest of the night, but he finally got over it. So y'all, I'll post something. Follow me on Instagram. He ain't on. I said, well, let me just show you. I said, well, let me show you. I don't want to see it because you know I don't do social media. And he don't. He was looking for sports. He look at financial stuff and stuff like that. He don't do social media. He was like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Well, what is it? Why can't you just tell me what you say? Why can't you just tell me what you say? I said, nah, I can't tell you what I say.
That's why I don't put with me and my dude.
So I'm through, y'all. Follow me on Instagram. I drop some stuff over there.
And that's why
y'all ain't got me in trouble. I can't come back on YouTube no time soon. I think I'm gonna start doing videos life of a trucker girlfriend.
They said, calm me down, yeah, let it cool off. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the well wishes.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it cool off, y'all. So y'all hit me up on my IG. I'm over there. Y'all know Felicia Purnell, NBA. I'm over there.
Or you can go live on IG.
I can go live on IG, y'all. I'm gonna go. So y'all follow me on IG because I can go live over there. He ain't up, but that YouTube.
Yeah, cause he on YouTube.
He on YouTube, and I know if I go live on my YouTube, he coming over there. Cause he coming over there.
Gonna be listening to it while he on the road.
He gonna be listening to it while he on the road. So I love y'all, but I gotta lay low.
Yeah, you gotta lay low for.
I gotta lay low for a while. Y'all know how to hit me up. Y'all got my email and all. I gotta lay low. I gotta let it cool off for a little while. I gotta lay low. I gotta lay low. Y'all done got me in trouble. I didn't even think about deleting it off the TV, and it kept coming up, and I was like, "Oh!"
And tell them what you did with the TV.
I unplugged the TV. He said, "Oh hell no! You gonna unplug the TV? What the hell on there? What the hell?"
I ain't got time to deal with that mess, child. I got my own love life. I ain't got time to deal with that. Oh man, they both running around trying to figure
We
out.
both running around. We running to Samantha. I'm running to her so she can help me. He running to Samantha and telling on me. Well, what the hell she talking about right here, Samantha? Well, what that mean? What she say right here? Yeah, it was chuckle. That's fall outside. Yeah, Jay, I'll be over there on Instagram, but I can't do it no more. He gonna be on. If I go live, he coming on there.
Yeah,
he already told me. So I would have to get a whole. And I don't even know who he is on on YouTube. He coming over there. He come. I would literally have to make everything private, and I don't even know if he subscribed because I had got so many subscribers. I'm just gonna leave it alone for a little while. You know, he left yesterday. He wasn't mad no more, so I'm gonna leave it alone
for now. So he gonna be thinking about it and bring it up again, probably.
He subscribed.
Yeah.
And he said, "I got you. It's Fee." He subscribed, y'all.
I missed it. I told him to subscribe. I said subscribe.
He has subscribed to the channel, but everything blocked. Hopefully he can't see nothing. I don't care if he do, y'all. I told him it was before I met him. Well, before I met him, and I was talking to my good girlfriend, so we was just talking. We was just talking about dating. That's all we was doing. We was just talking about our dating experience, and he talking about okay, He talking about why that man commenting up on there. I said, I don't know why that man commenting. I said, what he say? Your ass be in here filming while I be gone.
Call me Donna said he's going to pull a Dre and listen on his ride. That's what I said. He'll be like, what did he when you said that?
I'm gonna leave it alone, y'all. I ain't coming back on, y'all. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Thank you, everyone.
But I did post some pictures of me and him out on my Instagram. So if y'all want to go over there, it's over there.
Yep. All right.
All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Thank you guys for the well wishes. Again, we're doing our meetup Saturday, June 28th. So if you want to hang out with us in person,
we're gonna have some fun.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna provide some refreshments, some food. Now it's not gonna be no full course meal now, but it will be some food. I don't want y'all show. They said they gonna have food. It's gonna be some finger foods, okay? But we are doing a meetup, all right? Saturday, June 28th, okay? So if you want to hang out with us here in Atlanta and take a candle making class with us, we'll have some light refreshments, little drink, little food and stuff like that, all right? And we'll include her IG too. If people want to follow her, maybe you can go live on IG.
Yeah, I'll go live on IG. Y'all follow me over there and I can go live over there. I can talk shit and we want nobody to know.
Yeah, all right. Thank you guys for the well wishes. Excuse me, getting better. I appreciate it.
And if anybody just want to fly in for the weekend, for the event, for a little 1-2, it's hotels in the area. You know, if you just want to come for
recommendations,
I can give you recommendations. You know, it's hotels that's close by. It's restaurants over here that's close by.
It's in a nice, safe area.
It's in a nice, safe area. It's a mall over here. If you just want to get away from the weekend and come hang out with us.
Saturday,
June
28th.
June 28th. What is that? 3:00?
Yeah.
It's at 3:00. We're going to make some candles. We're going to have some wine. What kind of wine y'all like? Red? Y'all don't be coming here talking about y'all want some Moscato. That ain't wine.
I like Moscato.
That ain't wine. Y'all like
Cab, Chardonnay. A sommelier, y'all. All
right, y'all. We go.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Take care.